everyone, I am Morella Lasquerain. I'm a mind-body healthcare practitioner. Today I'd like to talk about GORS. Now you'll be wondering, what does GORS have to do with mind-body health? Well, actually quite a lot. We are all familiar with GORS, at least in New Zealand, as it is considered a weed that grows over cow paddocks mainly. So we see the rolling hills of the North Island very often covered with GORS. It is considered a weed, and a very nasty one, because it's full of spikes. It's really hard to get rid of. Farmers poison it, cut it, chop it. They do anything to get rid of it. And this GORS just invades the land in a non-restricted fashion. Now, the interesting thing is that recently I discovered that GORS has got a few properties that are quite interesting. It has got very long roots which are able to penetrate into very arid, eroded grounds, very poor in quality. Not only that, it is one of the few nitrogen fixing plants, and therefore it is able to bring new nutrients into the ground. And apart from that, the spikes allow for the shoots of other species to grow in between its branches and without being attacked by the animals, so they can grow. Actually, if you leave GORS for long enough on a piece of land, eventually native forest will grow. So what I'm trying to say is that plant that we're so desperately trying to get rid of actually is beneficial to the land. It's fulfilling its needs. It's soil that is poor, and it needs to be somehow nurtured, and the way that nature has found to do that is by letting GORS grow. So from there came, I started making comparisons between that and clients that I've seen in the past, and how does illness, as horrible and spiky and noxious as it can be, how does it sort of fulfill some needs that might not be fulfilled otherwise? And so I can think of many patients, but right now the one that I can come up with is a lady that I saw who owned her own company, and she had two business partners, and all of the family's money had gone into building that business. And basically everything was going wrong. She couldn't stand the shareholders anymore. It was really a big effort for her to keep on working at that enterprise, but so much had been put into that business that she felt there was no way for her to get out of there. And I actually saw how this lady developed multiple sclerosis in front of me. She started off with a limp in a leg. And eventually she was progressive muscle weakness in her legs, and then she lost vision in one eye and so on, to the point where she could no longer work. Unfortunately, I didn't see the end of this case, because she did get quite ill, and she decided to pursue more the medical avenue. She really couldn't face the fact that maybe this illness had something to do with how she was pushing herself to maintain a business that was no longer desirable or sustainable for her. So what I would propose for you today is to think about that. How does the illness that you have, as horrible and spiky and thorny as it can be, fulfill some hidden or unacceptable needs, or even acceptable needs that you might have at the moment? Just think about that.